the Young and the Restless Spoilers. Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today is a beautiful day to talk some serious soap drama, and honestly, I am so fired up about the latest Genoa City updates that I can barely type fast enough. Grab a coffee, settle in, and let's get right into the absolute chaos that is unfolding this week. So, let's just jump right into the deep end because my head is still completely spinning from what just happened between Patty Williams and Matt Clark. And honestly, I don't even know where to begin with this mess. For the last few episodes, we have been watching Patty act as this bizarre, reluctant guide for Matt around town. Matt has been playing this whole I have amnesia, I don't know who I am card, which we all know is a complete and total lie. But Patty actually bought into it, or at least she felt some sort of twisted connection to him. And, it kind of made sense in a weird way. Patty knows exactly what it feels like to be isolated, to be judged, to be looked at like you're the dangerous outcast of Genoa City. She's been the town pariah for years. So she looks at Matt, this guy who claims he's lost and confused, and she thinks, hey, we are the same. We are a team. She really thought Matt was going to see her as this indispensable ally after everything she's done to help him navigate the city and stay under the radar. She thought they were building this unbreakable bond of misfits. But no, of course not, because Matt Clark is an arrogant, calculating sociopath who only cares about himself. So Matt just turns around and completely rejects her. He literally tells Patty that he is going to handle everything on his own from now on, and that she needs to stay away from him. He tells her they shouldn't have anything to do with each other anymore. Just boom, door slammed in her face. He makes it painfully obvious that he doesn't trust her at all. And I'm just sitting here screaming at my screen like, what are you doing, Matt? What were they thinking in the writer's room? Honestly, dropping Patty Williams like she's yesterday's garbage is probably the single dumbest move Matt could have ever made. And that is saying a lot for a guy who just got into a bloody fistfight with Noah Newman and has the entire Newman family out for his head. You guys know Patty. You know her history. This is not a woman who handles rejection well. Rejection is her ultimate trigger. Think about her obsession with Jack Abbott. Think about the time she has completely lost her mind when she felt abandoned or used. So when Matt tells her he doesn't trust her and cuts her off, Patty doesn't just get sad. She gets furious, like violently, unhinged, furious. And maybe I'm being too harsh on Matt. I mean, he has Sienna Bacall in his corner now. A few episodes ago, we saw Sienna literally stalk Phyllis into a dark basement and knock her out cold just to rescue Matt. So maybe Matt is feeling overly confident. Maybe he looks at Sienna, who is violently loyal to him, and thinks he doesn't need a wild card like Patty hanging around. But still, you do not cross Patty Williams and expect to just walk away clean. So Patty is seething. She is absolutely livid. And she makes a reckless, impulsive, and honestly brilliant decision. She decides to sell him out, but she doesn't go to the cops. She doesn't go to her brother Paul. Who does she call? She calls Victor freaking Newman. Yes, Patty calls the mustache himself. And let's just zoom out and look at the bigger picture here for a second. Jack Abbott has been manipulating Patty lately, trying to use her lingering obsession with him to get her to help him take down Victor. Jack thought he had Patty right where he wanted her as a weapon against the Newmans, but Patty just completely bypassed Jack, flipped the script, and went straight to the top of the Newman empire to make a deal. It is so messy, and I am absolutely here for it. So Patty gets Victor on the phone, and she tells him everything. She tells him she knows exactly where Matt Clark is. And then she starts negotiating a price. She tells Victor she wants $2 million for Matt's location. $2 million. I mean, let's be real. In billionaire terms, $2 million is basically pocket change for Victor Newman. He probably spends that much on scotch and custom suits in a year. But it's not about the money. It's about the principle. Victor hates being extorted. He hates being backed into a corner by anyone, let alone someone like Patty Williams, who has a history of hurting his family. Remember when she poisoned Summer years ago? Yeah, Victor hasn't forgotten that. But this situation is different. Victor is currently living in a nightmare because of Matt Clark. Think about what happened last week. Matt orchestrated that whole trap in Las Vegas. He got Nick hooked on laced drugs. Nick was driving high, hallucinating Matt in the middle of the road, and drove his car straight off a cliff. Right now, Nick is lying in a hospital bed, and Nicky is screaming in the hallways because the doctors are saying Nick might have permanent brain damage. Victor's entire world is shaking right now because his son is broken, and it is 100% Matt Clark's fault. Victor's eyes were literally burning with a vow for vengeance at the hospital. He swore he would make whoever did this to his son pay with their life. And now, suddenly, his phone rings, and Patty Williams is offering him the exact location of the man who destroyed his boy, all wrapped up with a neat little $2 million bow. So the question is the price too high? Will Victor actually pay Patty? Honestly, I think he will. Okay, that sounded dramatic, but you get what I mean. Victor is a ruthless businessman, but when it comes to protecting his family, especially when they are already bleeding, he will do whatever it takes. He wants to eliminate this threat to the Newman family once and for all. He wants peace for Nicky, for Victoria, for Adam, for Sharon, for everyone who has been terrorized by Matt. $2 million to guarantee that Matt Clark is erased from their lives. Victor might just write that check without even blinking. But then we have to ask the really terrifying question, what happens if Matt finds out about this secret deal? Who actually believes this is going to end well for Patty? Matt is a highly dangerous, calculating predator. If he gets even a whiff that Patty called Victor and put a bounty on his head, Patty is in grave danger. Matt doesn't just get mad, he gets even. He left Nick for dead. He kidnapped people. He is a monster. And if he realizes the woman he just discarded is now actively trying to sell him to the very man who wants to murder him, the fallout is going to be explosive. And let's not forget about Sienna. If Matt finds out, he might just send Sienna to deal with Patty. Sienna is clearly unhinged and fiercely loyal to Matt. We already saw her take down Phyllis without a second thought. A showdown between Patty Williams and Sienna Bacall. I don't know if my heart could take that kind of crazy on my screen, but part of me really wants to see it. I was reading the fans on social media earlier today, and everyone was convinced that Matt and Patty were going to be this unstoppable, toxic duo that would torture the town for months. I really thought the writers were going to drag this alliance out until the summer sweeps. But no, they completely pulled the rug out from under us. They blew up the alliance before it even really started, and now we have a full-blown extortion plot with Victor Newman in the middle of it. It just fits the show's usual style of making these rapid, whiplash-inducing pivots. One minute Patty is Matt's only friend, the next minute she is selling him to the Grim Reaper for a few $1,000,000. It's chaotic, it's messy, and it's exactly why we watch this show. So what do you guys think Victor's going to do? Is he going to agree to the $2 million, get the location, and send his security team or maybe even Adam to take Matt out? Or is Victor going to try and double-cross Patty? Because Victor Newman rarely plays by anyone else's rules. He might agree to the deal, get the information, and then refuse to pay her. Or worse, he might use the information to capture Matt and then throw Patty under the bus just for the fun of it. And how is Jack going to react when he finds out Patty went rogue? Jack has been whispering in Patty's ear, trying to point her like a loaded gun at Victor. If Jack finds out Patty is making $1,000,000 deals with his worst enemy, Jack's head might actually explode. The ripple effects of this one phone call are going to touch everyone in Genoa City. I am just so anxious to see the next episode. The tension is so thick you could cut it with a knife. Patty is playing a very, very dangerous game. She is playing with fire by crossing Matt, and she is playing with dynamite by trying to extort Victor Newman. I just hope she survives the week, because honestly, a Genoa City without Patty Williams causing absolute mayhem is just a little less fun. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Am I being too paranoid for Patty? Do you think Victor will pay up? Let's discuss.